As I roved out on a bright May morn, calm and clear was the weather, I chanced to roam some miles from home among the beautiful bloom and heather, and there's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and among the heather. I chanced to roam some miles from home among the beautiful bloom and heather, and there's heather on the moor. As I roved along with me hunting song, my heart as light as any feather, I met a pretty maid upon the way, she was tripping the dew down from the heather, and there's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and among the heather. I met a pretty maid upon the way, she was tripping the dew down from the heather, and there's heather on the moor. Oh, where are you going to, my pretty fair maid, the hill or the dale, come tell me either. Right modestly she answered me, to the feeding of me lambs together, and there's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and among the heather. Right modestly she answered me, to the feeding of me lambs together, and there's heather on the moor. Well, we both shook hands and down we sat, for it being the finest day in summer. And we sat till the red setting beams of the sun came sparkling down among the heather, and there's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and among the heather. We sat till the red setting beams of the sun came sparkling down among the heather, and there's heather on the moor. Now she says I must away, for me sheep and lambs have strayed from hunger. But I am loath to leave you now, as those fond lambs are to part from their mother, and there's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and among the heather. But I am loath to leave you now, as those fond lambs are to part from their mother, and there's heather on the moor. Up she gets and away she goes, her name and place I know not either. But if I were king, I'd make her queen, the lass I met among the heather, and there's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and among the heather. If I were king, I'd make her queen, the lass I met among the heather, and there's heather on the moor. Thank you very much. I'm sure that's not the last May song that we have. I broke my promise instantly and forgot to call in the next singer. So we have Barbara Scott is next, and after her we have Angelica. Yeah, Barbara, you're first. I will mute everybody and you unmute yourself, and then you're away.
Okay, I think I'm not muted. Is that true?
You are now. So you want to unmute yourself?
I thought it did. Okay, I think you can hear me now, right? Okay, I'm gonna sing an American song that was written by Aunt Molly Jackson. And it's about Lazarus, poor Lazarus. It seems to be a religious song, but I think since Aunt Molly Jackson was a very well-known union organizer and leader, that she saw the spin in this song about the disparity between the rich man and poor Lazarus. There was a man in olden times, the scriptures doth inform us, whose pomp and grandeur and whose crimes was great and very numerous. There came poor Lazarus to his gate to help himself unable, begging most humbly for the crumbs that fell from his rich table. But not one crumb would he bestow, nor pitied his condition, but even the dogs took pity and licked his sores, more ready to defend him. Poor Lazarus died at the rich man's gate, To heaven he ascended, and rested in the bosom of Abraham, where all his troubles ended. That rich man died and was buried too, but oh, his awful station, with hell and heaven both placed in view, he wound up in damnation, saying, I pray thee, Father Abraham, send Lazarus down with cool water, for I'm tormented all in these flames with a tormenting torture. Rich man, poor Lazarus cannot come to you. There is a gulf between us, and you must burn all in those flames as though you had not seen us. Forever you will burn in hell, forever be tormented, and all like you will wind up in hell if they have not repented.
I quite missed the line you get in the traditional versions about him being told he's going to go to hell to sit upon a certain knee, which always makes me smile.
Well, if that didn't strike the fear of God into you, I don't know what will.
Oh, I don't know. It's not as bad as the one. It's not as bad as the man who's basically sent to hell for ploughing on Christmas Day.
Good point.
I was saying it's extremely unchristian.
But what if you're not a Christian? Do you still go to hell if you plow on Christmas?
Well, presumably.
Especially then.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. You can report back, Steve, when you get there. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so Angela's next, and after Angela we have Pal.
Angelica.
You sing now. Angelica.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sitting on my balcony, the warm wind gently kissing me, the birds they sing 100 tunes, all is new, it's spring, and the promise that it brings. A hint of pollen on the breeze, a fuzz of greenness on the trees, blossom yellow, pink and cream, I hear the birds' soft wings, the whole world's glistening. High pressure, my thoughts are scattered like refracted rays. What weather? Me and the sky are in a haze. Sitting on my balcony, just my old guitar and me. Whatever will be, no care can steal away the beauty of this day.
Thanks, Angelica. That set us back on an even keel, I think. Back from damnation to the pleasures of this earth. Okay, so Pal's our next singer, and after Pal, it's either Maggie or Maggie and Pete, or Pete, as you choose.
Yeah.
Pal, what about you?
Good to go?
Yeah, think so. Is that you, Pal?
Yep.
Yeah, fire away.
'Twas down by the glenside I met an old woman, a-plucking young nettles. She ne'er saw me coming. I listened a while to the song she was humming. Glory-o, glory-o, to the bold Fenian man. 'Tis 50 long years since I saw the moon beaming on strong manly forms, their eyes with hope gleaming. I see them again, sure in all my sad dreaming. Glory-o, glory-o, to the bold Fenian man. When I was a young girl, the marching and drilling awoke in the glenside, sounds awesome and thrilling. They loved dear old Ireland, to die they were willing. Glory-o, glory-o, to the bold Fenian man. Some died by the glenside, some died with a stranger, and wise men have told us their cause was a failure, but they fought for old Ireland, and they never feared danger. Glory-o, glory-o, to the bold Fenian man. I passed on my way, God be praised that I met her, be life long or short, sure I'll never forget her. We may have brave men, but we've never had better. Glory-o, glory-o, to the bold Fenian man.
Thank you very much, Pal. It looks like this is going to be a duet, so great stuff. And I think after Maggie and Pete, John White, could you be ready to sing, please?
Okay, Maggie.
So,
Do we need to unmute?
yes, you do.
Right, it's a song by Antonia Stamford. Mother always said, keep away from her. When she goes by, the dogs all cry, but the cats all purr. She's a voodoo queen, up from New Orleans. There she goes, just looking like the universe was hers. Voodoo Queen Marie, she ran the town of New Orleans, ran it since the middle teens, like a favorite toy. And that's all right, because that's just exactly what it was. Ain't nobody, ain't no law made to fit Queen Marie. When she gets the power, don't the men all stare? Clocks all stop and mirrors crack and sparks fly in the air. Dancing in the rain across Lake Pontchartrain, other women walk on the earth, this one sails through the air. Folks tell fabulous lies. They say a green light shines from her eyes. Say she's a cat in disguise. Say she's got horns on her head. They say she's married as well. It's said she wed the devil in hell, turned him into a big black snake and keeps him under her bed. Watch that woman shake, dancing with the snake. Dancing, dancing all night long on moonlit, candlelit Voodoo Lake, dressed in flame red. Dancing with the dead. Dancing, dancing all night long with a fish held over her head. Voodoos know her name. They pass the tale from hand to hand. You can go all over this land and never hear a word said. But if you know where to look, it won't be found in any one book. But the Voodoos know and say Queen Marie is not dead. Mother Old said, keep away from her. When she goes by, the dogs all cry, but the cats all purr. She's a voodoo queen, up from New Orleans. There she goes, just looking like the universe was hers.
Is that your own, Maggie?
No, Antonia Stamfel, who, and it was recorded by the unholy modal rounders, a sort of branch of the holy modal rounders, and it's a song I wish I'd written.
Well, you could have. Oh, that's good.
She was a real person, evidently.
If they hadn't got there first.
Yeah.
Okay, so John White, you're next, and I will unmute you, and then it will be Garry.
Thank you, Amanda.
Are you? Yeah, just a second. Okay, John, you should be good to go.
Right, thank you. We've had several songs over the last couple of weeks from the Copper family. So here's another one of the Copper songs, their version of Jones's Ale. Come all you honest labouring lads that work hard all of the day. Come join with me at the barley mow to pass an hour away. We can sing and laugh and be merry and drive away all our cares and worry when Jones's Ale was new, me boys. When Jones's Ale was new. The first to come in was the ploughman with sweat all on his brow. Up with the lark at the break of day, he guides his speedy plough. He drives his team, how they toil, hill and valley to till the soil. When Jones's Ale was new, me boys. When Jones's Ale was new. And the next to come in was the blacksmith with his so bare. And with his pint of Jones's Ale, he has no fear nor care. Throughout the day his hammer he's swinging, and he sings as he hears his anvil ringing. When Jones's Ale was new, boys. When Jones's Ale was new. And the next to come in was the scythe man, so cheerful and so brown. And with the rhythm of his scythe, the corn goes down. He works, he mows, he sweats and he blows, and leaves his swathes laying all in rows. When Jones's Ale was new, me boys. When Jones's Ale was new. And the next to come in was the tinker, and he was no small beer drinker. He was no small beer drinker to join in that jovial crew. He told the old woman he'd mend her old. Good Lord, how his hammer and tongs did rattle when Jones's Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new. So here's the landlord, a jovial man is he. Likewise his wife, a buxom lass, who joins in harmony. We wish them happiness and goodwill, as our pots and glasses they do fill. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new. Jones's ale.
Great stuff as ever, John. Thank you. Don't know how much ale people are getting through in this lockdown.
Lots.
None at all.
Wine, gin, whatever.
Beanie.
Anyway,
Gin. I haven't thrown a single can or bottle out because I save my cans, and I'm just interested to see what I end up with at the end of it all,
Tell us now.
including
Build a
port.
fort.
Well, my husband
okay.
panicked since this started, and he's done his third brew, so he's made 120 pints.
Well done.
Wow.
Good man.
Is he selling them?
No, can't.
Okay, what's next? Who's next? And what is next? Gary Walker, you are next, followed by Simon Prager.
You Garry?
Shooting away.
Okay, I'm going to do a traditional song. This is about smuggling from Devon. My love, he is a smuggler, he sails upon the sea, and I wish I were a smuggler to sail along with he, to sail along with he for the brandy and the wine, and run the tubs at Slepton when the moon do shine. When the moon do shine, when the moon do shine, and run the tubs at Slepton when the moon do shine. For Hollands is a fine drink for them that feels the cold, and brandy is a better drink for them that's getting old. There are lights upon the cliff top when he is homeward bound, and we run the tubs at Slapton when the word goes round. When the word goes round, when the word goes round, we run the tubs at Slapton when the word goes round. For the king, he is a fine man in his bright red coat. Oh, but I do love my smuggler in his little fishing boat. For he runs the Malins lace and he spends his money free. Oh, I wish I were a smuggler for to sail along with he. To sail along with he, to sail along with he. Oh, I wish I were a smuggler for to sail along with he. Oh, the Channel, it is his kingdom, from England down to France, and he leads the revenue carters a very merry dance. And when he comes ashore, he confounds the excise man and leaves his boat safe moored, and he comes to me again. He comes to me again. He comes to me again. and he leaves his boat safe moored, and he comes to me again. My love, he is a smuggler, he sails upon the sea, and I wish I were a smuggler to sail along with he, to sail along with he, for the brandy and the wine, and to run the tubs at Slapton when the moon do shine, when the moon do shine, when the moon do shine, and run the tubs at Slapton when the moon do shine.
Nice one, Gary. Thank you. So, Simon, it sounds like you're tuning up and ready to go. And after Simon, we're going to have Stephen and Marilyn Suffett. I don't actually, Marilyn. Are you also? No. Okay. In that case, we're going to have Steve.
I can sing along.
Marilyn doesn't sing, and you could pronounce it Suffett. You don't have to do it the French way.
Suffett. No, I bet.
Like little Miss Muffet.
Or
Warren Buffett.
Okay. So anyway, Simon first, then Steve.
Can I make a plea, by the way? There are lots of people who ought to be singing who haven't put their hands up electronically. One of them I haven't heard Raka singing, performing for a long time, and I would like to hear Raka. Put it down. This is a version.
Okay, just a minute. I need to do the mute thing before you do your intro. Are you unmuting yourself? You need to unmute yourself, Simon. Oh.
Done it. Is
that's better? Yeah, that's it.
Okay. This is a version of a very beautiful song that I first heard in around about 1964. I heard this version, and it was about 20 or 30 years later that I heard the original. If I get a chance in the second half, I'll sing the original. But this is the first version I heard. Oh, all the money that in my whole life I did spend, be it mine right or wrongfully, I let it slip gladly to my friends. I'm going to take this key up one. Sorry, too loud. Oh, all the money that in my whole life I did spend, be it mine right or wrongfully, I let it slip gladly to my friends, to tie up the time most forcefully. But the bottles are done, we've killed each one, and the table is full and overflow. And the corner sign says it's closing time, so I'll bid farewell and be down the road. Oh, every girl that ever I've touched, I did not do it harmfully, and every girl that ever I've hurt, I did not do it knowingly. But to remain as friends, you need the time to make amends and stay behind. And since my feet are now fast and point away from the past, I'll bid farewell and be down the line. Oh, every thought that sprung a knot in my mind, I might go insane if it couldn't be sprung, but it's not to stand naked under unknowing eyes. It's for myself and my friends, my stories I've sung. but the time it ain't told. If on time you depend, and no word is possessed by no special friend, before the line is cut, it ain't quite the end. I'll just bid farewell and meet till we meet again. Oh, a false clock tries to tick out my time, to disgrace, distract and bother me, and the dirt of gossip blows into my face, and the dust of rumours covers me. But if the arrow is straight and the point is slick, it can pierce through the dust no matter how thick. So I'll make my stand and remain as I am, and bid farewell and not give a damn. Second verse got some of the best weasel words I've ever heard. That was Dylan, by the way, Restless.
This is good at that.
Yes.
Stolen from the tradition, like so many of his early songs.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Bye now.
Parting glass.
The parting glass.
Yes.
Thanks.
Indeed, yes.
Liam Clancy.
Yes.
Okay, what's happening next? Steve is happening next, and after him, Martin Neal had better start tuning up. So, Steve, over to you.
No. This is a Bob Dylan song. In the 1930s, economic disaster and ecological disaster joined together to destroy many, many farms in the middle of North America. And a lot of people headed westward to Oregon and to the state of Washington, and particularly to California, where there were some agricultural jobs. But so many migrants came that pretty soon the so-called respectable residents of California tried to turn back anyone who didn't have much money. And they did this illegally. They did it by arming themselves with blackjacks and with pistols, iron pipes, leather saps, brass knuckles, known as vigilantes. And Woodie Guthrie describes this. And the irony is most of the migrants they turned back were white. And they just did not see this coming. They just did not understand how the violence that Native Americans and Chicanos and African Americans had always experienced suddenly turned against them. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Now, even though you're muted, why don't we try singing this together? I mean, I can't hear you, but you could hear me and yourself. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Now, have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Rainy day down by the engine house. Now we was quiet as a mouse when a man came round and he drove us in the rain. Was that the vigilante man? Ready? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Now have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Why does a vigilante man? What does a vigilante man carry a sword or shotgun in his hand? Would he shoot his sister and brother down? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Now have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Now I go around from town to town. I go around from town to town. Wherever I go, well, they push us all around. Is that the vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Now have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. Preacher Casey was just a working man. He said, come all you working men. They killed him by the river, that was some strange man. Was that the vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Now have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. One last time, let's see if we could fade out as we do it. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I heard his name all over the land. I'm going to mute myself now.
I think you said that was Bob Dylan, but it was actually written by Woody Guthrie.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a Woody Guthrie song. I was right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Woody Guthrie song.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry if I made a mistake there. I was still mixing it up with Restless Farewell in my mind.
We will forgive you, Steve. Our next singer is probably going to do something completely different. Martin Neal, and after Martin we'll have we've got Moira and Dave Harbord on one device, so I think we'll just have one first and then the other at your choice.
Hey, good.
Okay, so Martin, fire away after unmuting yourself.
Right, this isn't by Bob Dylan or Woody Guthrie. And although I've noticed a lack of May songs, actually. It begins as I walked out a May morning, but then there's actually nothing else May about it. So it's a bit of a shame. As I walked out one May morning down by a riverside, there I beheld a bold fisherman come rowing with the tide. Come rowing with the tide, there I beheld a bold fisherman come rowing with the tide. Good morning to you, bold fisherman. How come you fishing here? I come a-fishing for your sweet sake, all on this river clear. All on this river clear, I come a-fishing for your sweet sake, all on this river clear. He tied his boat unto a stake, unto this fair maid went. He took her by the lily-white hand, which was his full intent, which was his full intent. He took her by the lily-white hand, which was his full intent. Then he took off his morning coat and laid it on the ground. Then she espied 3 chains of gold hang dangling 3 times round. Hang dangling 3 times round. Then she espied 3 chains of gold hang dangling 3 times round. Then straightway on her knees she fell, and loud for mercy called, for calling you a bold fisherman, when I see you are some lord. I see you are some lord, for calling you a bold fisherman, when I see you are some lord. Rise up, rise up, rise up, he says, from off your bended knee. There's not one word in all you've said has the least offended me. Has least offended me, for not one word in all you've said has the least offended me. We'll go unto my father's house, and married we shall be, and you shall have a bold fisherman to row you on the sea. To row you on the sea, and you shall have a bold fisherman to row you on the sea.
Lovely.
I originally learnt that from the Copper family, but I dare say I've changed it a bit over the years.
That's the folk process, Martin.
Yes, absolutely.
We all do it.
Great song.
Yeah, we all do it even if we don't know we're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
The folk process.
Okay. Next we have Moira, then Dave, or Dave, then Moira, as you wish. And after those two, it's going to be Liz. Are you there?
Yeah, I am. I'm unmuted. Okay, we've got the great Leon Rosselson to thank for this one. Boys will be boys. It's a fact of human nature. And girls will grow up to be mothers. Look at little Peter, isn't he a terror? Shooting all the neighbours with his cowboy gun, screaming like a jet plane, always throwing something. I just can't control him, trouble he's the one. Ah, but boys will be boys. It's a fact of human nature. And girls will grow up to be mothers. Look at little Janie, doesn't she look pretty? Playing with her dollies, proper little mum. Never being dirty, never being noisy. Don't punch your sister, Peter. Now look what you've done. Ah, but boys will be boys. It's a fact of human nature. And girls will grow up to be mothers. Oh, now what's come over Janie? Janie's turning nasty. Left hook to the body, right hook in the eye. A vicious little hussy. Now Peter's started boiling. Oh, Don't be a bloody sissy. Who said you could cry? 'Cause boys will be boys. It's a fact of human nature, and girls must grow up to be mothers. Now the world's gone topsy-turvy. Janie wants a football, and Peter just seems happy pushing prams along. It makes you feel so guilty. Kids are such a worry. Doctor, doctor, tell me, where did we go wrong? Because boys will be boys. It's a fact of human nature, and girls must grow up to be mothers. Boys will be boys.
Oh.
Heard that for ages.
Yeah.
Are you finished with that?
Yeah.
It's gone cold.
Good to give it an
It's all
airing.
right, Emily.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Moira. Thank you.
Right.
Now Dave's turn in the limelight.
Well, I've just messaged him.
But don't forget to unmute yourself,
I've
Dave.
unmuted myself. Now, this is a song that should have been sung last Friday, but I'll sing it today anyway. Come, all you good workers who toil night and day by hand and by brain to earn your pay, who for centuries long past for no more than your bread have bled for your country and counted your dead in the factories and mills, in the shipyards and mines. You've often been told to keep up with the times, that your skills are not needed. They've streamlined the job, and with stopwatch and slide rule your pride they have robbed. Ah, but when the sky darkens and the prospect is war, who's given a gun and then pushed to the fore and expected to die for the land of your birth, when you've never owned one handful of earth? You're the first ones to starve, you're the first ones to die, you're the first ones in line for that pie in the sky, and always the last when the cream is shared out, for the worker is working when the fat cat's about. Ah, it's all of these things that the worker has done, from tilling the fields to carrying a gun and yoked to the plough, since time first began, and always expected to carry the can. That's Ed Pickford.
Thanks very much, Dave. And I think you sang that a few weeks ago, and we were saying, yeah, no, it's well worth repeating.
It's May Day.
Yeah, they're certainly carrying the can now, that's for sure. So, okay, over to Liz. And after Liz, we'll have Sheila Miller.
Oh,
Hi. I'm going to do an Alex Glasgow song. My granny tells me that she's seen it all before, and at 94 she's seen a thing or two. She's seen the shareholders all crying, and the speculators dying, and the millionaires relying on a war to pull them through. And turning the clock back, I can hear me granny say, yes sir, turning the clock back, and it's working folks'll pay. My gran remembers the way it used to be, with Baldwin and MacDonald in the chair. She fetched the soup from down the kitchen, read the papers, heard the speeches, saw men marching, read the Churchill sent the troops in, which the paper said was fair. And they're turning the clock back, I can hear me granny say, yes, they're turning the clock back, and it's working men will pay. My granny tells me that they're at it once again. The nobs can't get their profits quite as high, and Tom and Dick and Harry have forgotten that they carry on their shoulders all the parasites that bleed their bodies dry. And they're turning the clock back, I can hear me granny say, yes, they're turning the clock back, and it's working folk'll pay. My granny tells me that we've left it awful late. We've got our silly heads stuck in the sand. She says we'll very soon be reeling from the evil dealing jackboots as the black shirts walk the land. And they're turning the clock back, I can hear me granny say, yes, they're turning the clock back, and it's working folk'll pay. My gran remembers the 1918 flu, but she thought the NHS would save us now. But austerity and greed have trumped our basic needs, and there'll be another fight to win when we've all seen this through. And they're turning the clock back, I can hear me granny say, yes, they're turning the clock back, and it's working folk'll pay.
Unmuted now. Yeah, really good song.
Oh, I have to unmute myself.
Thanks very much, Liz. That's two strongly political songs in a row. What does Sheila have for us? And after Sheila, we'll have a newcomer, which is John. I'm sorry, another person whose surname I'm probably going to mispronounce. John Windeatt? Anyway, you probably know who you are. So over to Sheila first.
Amanda, I would actually, can you hear me?
Yes, but I need to mute everyone and then I won't hear you. Is there something you want to say first?
I'd rather not be recorded because I'm still feeling a bit hoarse. I think I've lost my voice in the lockdown.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that, but yeah, sure. Just give me a second. Unmute yourself, and I'll give you. Unmute yourself, and I shall mess about with the recording. I shall mute everybody else, and you're good to go. And welcome to this session. Your
John,
first.
can you tell us where you are?
This session, I think. Yeah, that's fine.
Where I am or where my background is?
Both.
I mean, I used to come along to Sharps about 5-6 years ago. And my background's surreal.
Yeah, don't recognise you. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody, so prepare to unmute yourself, and then you're good to go.
Okay, well, in the tradition of putting new words to old tunes, this kind of wrote itself. It's a lockdown, sing around, wash your hands more often. It's a lockdown, sing around, go up today. It's a lockdown, sing around, wash your hands more often. Lockdown, sing around, go up today. Lordy, wash your hands more often. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, wash your hands more often. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. It's a lockdown, sing around and making my own sourdough. It's lockdown, sing around, go out once a day. It's a lockdown, sing around, making sourdough. It's lockdown, sing around, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, making my own sourdough. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, making my sourdough. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. It's a lockdown, sing around, I've watched lots of Netflix. It's a lockdown, sing around, go out once a day. It's a lockdown, sing around, I've watched lots of Netflix. It's a lockdown, sing around, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, watch a lot of Netflix. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, watch a lot of Netflix. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. It's a lockdown, sing around, meeting in pajamas. It's a lockdown, sing around, go out once a day. It's a lockdown, sing around, meeting in pajamas. It's a lockdown, sing around, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, meeting in pajamas. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, meeting in pajamas. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. It's a lockdown, sing around, wash your hands more often. It's a lockdown, sing around, go out once a day. It's a lockdown, sing around, wash your hands more often. It's a lockdown, sing around, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, wash your hands more often. Oh Lordy, go out once a day. Oh Lordy, wash your hands more often now. Oh Lordy, go out once a day.
One of our times, as I was hearing the words of that, it was coming up.
Thanks very much, John, and great that you can make it back to Sharps this way. Our next singer is Caroline, who I forgot to warn, ironically, since she was the one who requested to be warned. But anyway, never mind. After Caroline, we've got Chris Lamb. Then Anne, then Pat, then Kathy, then Dave. Okay. All right, Caroline, off you go.
Hi, this is again an extremely tenuous May song. It's a bit under-rehearsed, but let's have a go. I rode out on a bright May morning like a hero in a song, looking for a place called England, trying to find where I belong. Couldn't find the old flood meadow or the house that I once knew, no trace of the little river or the garden where I grew. I'm going to bring it down a tiny bit. I saw town and I saw country, motorway and sink estate, rich man in his rolling acres, poor man stood outside the gate. Retail park and Burger Kingdom, prairie field and factory farm, run by men who think that England's just a place to park their car. But as the train pulled from the station through the wasteland of despair, from the corner of my eye a brightness filled the filthy air. Someone's grown a patch of sunflowers, though the soil is sooty black, marigolds and a few tomatoes right beside the railway track. Down behind the terraced houses, in between the concrete towers, compost heaps and scarlet runners, secret gardens full of flowers. Meter grows her scented roses right beneath the big jet's path. Bid a fortune for her garden, Eileen turns away and laughs. So rise up, George, and wake up, Arthur, time to rouse out from your sleep. Deck the horse with sea green ribbons, drag the old sword from the deep. Hold the line for Dave and Daniel as they tunnel through the clay, while the oak in all its glory soaks up sound for one more day. Come all you all at home with freedom, whatever the land that gave you birth. There's room for you, both root and branch, as long as you love the English earth. Room for vole and room for orchid, room for all to grow and thrive. Just less room for the fat landowner on his ass in the Virgin Isles. For England is no flag or empire, it is not money, it is not blood, it's limestone gorge and granite fell, it's weald and clay and Severn mud, it's blackbird singing from the May tree, lark ascending through the scale, robin watching from your spade, and English earth beneath your nails. So here's 3 cheers for a place called England, sore abused and not yet dead, a Mr. Harding sort of England hanging in there by a thread. Here's 3 cheers for a crazy diggers, now their hour has come around. We shall plant the seed they gave us, commonwealth and common ground. It's a song by Maggie Holland. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Maggie.
Thank you. Well, rousing, thank you. Chris Lamb, you're our next singer, followed by Anne.
Okay.
Also,
okay, now don't forget to unmute yourself in a minute.
Right.
Okay.
There we go. Last lines of Caroline's song were, of course, a tribute to Leon Rosselson's World Turned Upside Down verse about the videos. This is definitively a May song. In fact, it's the definitive May song, I think, and it has a good. It should be sung. It should have been sung indeed was sung 3 days ago, but it can be sung again now. And it has a good chorus for you to join in. And also, if you can grab something to make a noise with, whether it's something to hit or just hit your desk or something like that, during the chorus, 3 points during the chorus. Okay. Sorry, suddenly the start is gone. It's take no scorn to wear the horn. It was the crest when you were born. Your father's father wore it, and your father wore it too. Hal and tow, jolly rumbelow, we were up long before the day-o, to welcome in the summer, to welcome in the May-o. For summer is a-coming in, and winter's gone away-o. What happened to the Spaniards that made so great a boast-o? They shall eat the feathered goose, and we shall eat the roast-o. Hal and tow, jolly rumbelow, we were up long before the day-o, to welcome in the summer, to welcome in the May-o. The summer is a-coming in, and winter's gone away-o. Robin Hood and Little John, they both went to the fair-o, and we shall to the merry green wood, to hunt the buck and hare-o. Hal and tow, jolly rumbelow, we were up long before the day-o, to welcome in the summer, to welcome in the May-o. The summer is a-coming in, and winter's gone away-o. God bless Aunt Mary Moises and all her power and might-o. Send us peace to England, send peace both day and night-o. Hal and ho, jolly rumbelow, we were up long before the day-o, to welcome in the summer, to welcome in the May-o. For summer is a-coming in, and winter's gone away-o.
Proper May May
liked-
song. Thank you, Chris.
I liked your
Great song.
stapler action, Amanda. That was good.
Yeah, I thought it was the only thing that was to hand. It's not, to be honest, all that loud.
Good. It's an instrument now.
Very good.
The folk
First time
process.
I've seen a stapler play.
Oh,
maybe this will kick it off. I don't know.
Just found out how
Okay.
long yet.
Unite the union.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Anne next, and after Anne we have Pat Lamana. So Anne, prepare to unmute.
2 lambs in a row there.
Must be spring. Anne, we can't hear you. Oh, no. Let's see, I might be able to do it for you.
That's it.
That's you, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see some familiar faces and some new faces as well. This is a traditional song from Somerset. I wish I had never known no man at all, for love's been a grief and has proved my downfall. For love's been a grief and a trial to me. I lost my love fighting for sweet liberty, and I wish I had never seen his curly hair, nor ever had been in his company there. With his red rosy cheeks and his sparkling dark eye, his flattering tongue made me poor heart to sigh. Some people came to me and this they did say, your love has enlisted, he's gone far away. But when he returns, I will greet him with joy, and I'll kiss the fond lips of me own darling boy. And if I had the wings of an eagle, I'd fly. I'd fly to the arms of me own darling boy. And on his fond bosom there I'd build my nest, and I'd lay all night long on his lily white breast. Some say I'm with child, but that I'll deny. Some say I'm with child, but I'll prove it a lie. I'll tarry a while and let them know that he loves me too well to abandon me so. Some do wear Spencers, but I do wear none, and if they don't like me, they can leave me alone. They can love me or leave me, and so let me go. I don't give a straw if they like me or no, and I wish I had never known no man at all. For love's been a grief and has proved my downfall. Yes, love's been a grief and a trial to me. I lost my love fighting for sweet liberty. Thank you.
Oh,
Lovely. Brilliant.
Nice song. Love that song. Great song.
That was a cracker, Anne. Thank you. Lovely. Okay, so we have quite a few singers to go, so I think I'm going to break before everybody has been on, and we'll come back to that list in the second half. I would also like to point out there's 2 or 3 people who I thought would be wanting to sing who have not yet put their hands up. So just a reminder, if you missed the
And you put your
start,
hands up.
yeah, you want to click on participants, not your actual hand. Click on participants, and then there will be a list of people that includes you, and click on raise hand, and the little hand will appear next to your name. If you're really struggling, just say something at some point or message me, but hopefully that makes sense and you can put your hands up now. Okay, so it's over to Pat, who's a newcomer to this session. And don't forget to unmute yourself, Pat. Oh, and after Pat, we'll have Kathy.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I actually was at Sharp's Club at the end of September, beginning of October with Steve and Marilyn Suffett. Never thought I'd be back again so soon. Sunday was Pete Seeger's birthday, and I'd like to do a song that I learned from the singing of Pete, although it's undoubtedly an English folk song. And maybe somebody here can tell me more about it than I know already, because I only have heard Pete singing it. And I only had one version on YouTube of Pete singing it a cappella, but I remember as a child that when I was a child, that he played it on the banjo. So that's how I'm going to do it.
He'd been a squire's son, and he did court of an innkeeper's daughter belonging to North Islington. Go get me some of your father's gold, part of your mother's fee, and we will away to some foreign country and marry shall be. She went down to her father's stable, there stood horses 33, and she picked out a milk white steed, and he the silvery grey. She mounted on the milk white steed, he on the silvery grey. And they rode until they came to a riverside, 3 hours before it was day. Alight, my pretty fair maid, alight, cried he. It's 6 merchants' daughters have I drowned here, and you the 7th shall be. Take off your silken gown and hand it over to me, for I do think your clothing too good for to rot in the salt, salt sea. If I take off my silken gown and hand it over to you, why I do think it a very great wrong, a naked woman to view. I'll take off my silken gown, I'll lay it on the green, but before that I do, you false young man, you must turn your back on me. And when he turned his back around and faced yon willow tree, with all of the strength this poor maiden had, she shoved him into the sea. Lie there, you false young man,
them good company. And as he rose, and as he sank, and as he rose, cried he, "Oh, give me your hand, my pretty, pretty Polly, my bride forever you'll be." She mounted on the milk-white steed, she led the silvery crane, and she rode until she came to her father's house 1 hour before it was day. Now the parrot was hung in the window so high. "Where have you been?" cried he. "I've been away to Scotland's bridge. Young Henry lies under the sea. Don't prittle, don't prattle, my pretty, pretty Polly. Don't tell no tales on me. And you shall have a cage of the finest gold, and be hung from an ivory tree."
Lovely version. It's usually called The Outlandish Night, and there are lots and lots of versions of it.
Oh, well, thank you. The Outlandish Night. I'll look that up.
Martin says it's child number 4. I couldn't remember what child
It is
it was.
child 4, and there are 141 different versions in bronze.
Hey!
Is that all?
Aren't you glad you asked?
Anyway,
I
that
am
one
glad.
was lovely. That one was lovely.
That's a really
The
good
tune of it
version.
was the same as the a Greenland to Wales issues.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's
Was.
it's
one
the
of these
tune that's
universal
used in
tunes.
various songs, isn't it?
That was great. Thank you. Where are you joining us from, Pat?
I'm in Hyde Park, New York, which is about 60 miles north of New York City. It's the home of Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh, whoa.
Is he
So we're
home?
very proud of that.
I think he's not home at the minute. We can hear you.
Okay, so I think we'll have Kathy next, and after her Dave, Claire, and then James Eagle, and then we'll take a break. And everyone who's still got their hand up, leave it up. Yeah, there's still 1 or 2 people who haven't put their hands up yet. So please indicate if you're struggling with the technology. Indicate one way or another. Just interrupt at some point. You know who you are, I hope. Okay, Kathy, over to you.
Okay, a May song, afraid it hasn't got a chorus. It's from Huntingdon. Remember us, for May is here. Now we do begin to lead our lives in righteousness, for fear we should die in sin. For to die in sin is a very sad thing, to go as sinners mourn. It would have been better for our poor souls if we had never been born. So step into your dairy maid, fetch a cup of cream. If not a cup of your cold cream, then a jug of your brown beer. Well, I have a purse, a pretty little purse. It draws with a silken string, and all it wants is a little silver to line it well within. Well, our song is begun and is almost done. Now we must away. So heaven bless you all, both great and small, and we wish you a joyful May.
Hey!
Hey,
Well done. That's good.
I'm glad the May songs are coming in now. I was a bit worried there. There was a great paucity. I think that sometimes people avoid them because they think everyone else will do them, and then no one does them. So anyway, Dave Clare is next. Will he do May or will he do something completely different? Dave, it's up to you.
Dave, where are you?
He may or may not. Are we on?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, Friday's VE Day. We're going to get a load of flag waving glorification of war and that, so I thought we might do a nice antidote by Patrick Skye, who was part American Indian, part Irishman, and later founded the wonderful Green Linnet Records. So I first heard on a Mike Wellen and Ali Bain LP in the early 1970s. As you walk along the street, who will follow you? 6 o'clock, it's getting late. The moon is shining as the sticky dew mows on the ground by your gate. With your rifle on your shoulder as you march along, listening to your boot heels hit the sod, smoking your cigar as you hum a song, dreaming of your mother and your God. Oh, but you're alone, Jimmy Clay. You can smoke your cigar and earn your pay. 15,000 soldiers marching by your side, and still you're alone, Jimmy Clay. Remember New York town, good old New York town. The drinks, the fights, the cops and all, and the whores who took your money when you couldn't stand, and all them rolling nights you can't recall. Remember Alice Faye, good old Alice Faye. She's lived her life at least 10 times around, and when she said she loves you, well, she meant it, boy. Remember the night you nearly drowned. Oh, but you're alone, Jimmy Clay. You can smoke your cigar and dream of yesterday. And yesterday don't matter when it's gone away. When did it go, Jimmy Clay? And you're lying in the mud, who will talk to you? Nobody, Jimmy Clay. For when you're dead, mankind follows after you. Doesn't it, Jimmy Clay? Now your face is growing mouldy where they kissed your cheek and said, please die for us, Jimmy Clay. And so you died a soldier and a hero's death. Congratulations, Jimmy Clay. Now you're alone, Jimmy Clay. You can smoke your cigar and earn your pay. Somewhere in the distance you'll hear a fiddler play, and not one note will change, Jimmy Clay. Are you?
Whoa. Lovely.
Easy. Amazing.
Come on, Dave.
Lovely.
Thank you, Dave.
Fantastic song, Dave. One more to go in this half. James Eagle, it's over to you.
Yes.
Okay, this is going to be something very.
You're on mute.
This is going to be something very different from May Day. This was actually written, I think, as a propaganda song for the Independent Labour Party to educate people about the Marxist theory of overproduction crises. But actually, it's just a very silly song with a joining in chorus. So. A nice young fellow was William Brown. He worked for a wage in Liverpool town. He worked from early morn till night, turning the wheel from the left to the right. Keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, and do a little more each day. One day the boss to William came. He said, look here, young, what's your name? We must increase production, so work a bit harder or out you go. Keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, and do a little more each day. So William turned and he made a run, 3 turns in the space of 1. He turned so hard that he soon was made the Lord High Turner to the trade. Keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, and do a little more each day. So William turned with the same sweet smile. The goods he made grew such a pile. They filled the room and the room next door, and overflowed the basement floor. Keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, and do a little more each day. The nation heard of the wondrous tale. The news appeared in the Daily Mail. The railway sent excursions down just to witness William Brown. Oh, keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, and do a little more each day. But sad the sequel is to tell, he turned out more than the boss could sell. The market slumped and the price went down. 7 more days and they sacked young Brown. Keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, and do a little more each day. Keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, keep that wheel a-turning, and do a little more each day.
Brilliant.
William's now a postman. William's
William's
now a postman.
William's
now a postman. It's better than walking
the streets. Boom. Yay!
Thank you, Bob Davenport.
Thank you all for that fabulous demonstration of why we don't all sing together in choruses.
I forgot to mention the song has actions, but you're all doing them anyway, so
Great. Thanks, James. Great stuff. Okay, we're now going to take a break. Before we descend into chaos, I'd like to call for parish notices. I've got one.
I've got one.
And Mike's got one. I can see Hazel's got a hand up. Okay. So yeah, my one is Islington Folk Club's Trad to Mad competition for May is open, and all the rules are on the Islington Folk Club website. But basically, you record an unaccompanied song on video and post it on YouTube and tell the Islington Folk Club about it, and then
you know how to do that.
Then you might win a small amount of money. First prize is 25 quid. A couple of people here. Woo! Second prize is 15 quid. Third prize is a tenner. I mean, every expense is spared. But anyway, there's a couple of people here. Have entered for April, which is fantastic, and it'd be great if we got some more entries from this group for May. It's running in April, May, and June separately. So yeah, so that's it. Go and have a look at the Islington Folk Club website if you want to know more.
Were you deciding April?
At the moment. So I'm actually one of the judges, and yeah, there's lots of emails flying backwards and forwards.
Can you be
so
brave?
yes, we'll see. Anyway, who's next? Mike, you wanted to give a parish notice.
Yeah, I just thought you'd like to know that Clive's daughters, Laura and Bex, are part of a group called the Brazen Thieves, and Bex sent me a track from their forthcoming EP, and it's in my show this week. So anybody who might like to hear it, it's really good actually, and it's about halfway through, and they follow Will Noble, so it's excellent. And I'll put the link up on the chat just so people can follow it.
Thank you.
Excellent. They were actually meant to be on at the Cellar this coming Saturday.
Well, you can listen on the internet instead.
Yeah. Not the same though, is it?
Not quite. Okay, Hazel, you had an oh, hang on.
Sorry, could the guitarist?
Could we cut the guitar because we're trying to hear Hazel?
Thanks. I was due to be singing with Chaz, Christine, Hazel, and Steve at Graham Knight's Johnny Collins Memorial Concert, which would have been in Pinner this weekend, and it's going to be on Zoom. So if anybody wants to try, and I haven't got a link yet, but there will be one if you want to hear us. And then I'm not even sure who the other people are because I was only told today. Get ready. So.
Please send link.
Brilliant. Okay.
Great stuff. Anyone else with a parish notice?
Yeah.
Kathy.
I thought this was actually what Hazel was going to say. It's come through from Perger. It says it's about Terry, so it's a Terry update. At the moment,
certainly in the circles I found myself this evening, I would guess. Not even in my circles. But I think it does remind us, well, we've got so many Tory MPs up in County Durham and Chesterfield and places like that. When I was a working chap, once upon a time, I was a tailor bold and I made these goods so fine. We cut the suit to fit the cloth, it was sometimes meat, most times broth. Quickly learned our caps to doff. Sweet Jesus, what a crime. When I was a working chap, once upon a time, I was a trawler lad and I fished the foaming brine. There were good fish in the sea. Could we catch them? No, not we. God bless the EEC. Sweet Jesus, what a crime. When I was a working chap, once upon a time, I was a collier bold and I worked deep down the mine. They gave me my redundancy that could find coal cheaper overseas. From Colombian kids in slavery. Sweet Jesus, what a crime. When I was a working child, once upon a time, I made tools from Sheffield steel that kept their edge so fine. When redundancy came round on my bike, the job I found, pulling all the factories down. Sweet Jesus, what a crime. When I was a working chap, once upon a time, I was a farmer's boy and I worked rain, hail or shine. They gave the gaffer a big fat sum for setting aside on his big fat bum. Christ, that was all he'd ever done. Sweet Jesus, what a crime. When I was a working chap, once upon a time, I kept my head well down and I wasted my crime. Don't be like me, do what you can. Join a union, make a stand before they crucify the working man. Sweet Jesus, what a crime, what a crime. Sweet Jesus, what a crime.
I don't hear anyone objecting to that, Martin, so you seem to have got away with it.
That was lovely.
And I've not heard you play the guitar. You don't bring your guitar to the cellar. You ought to.
Good, isn't it?
Anyway, Jan is up next, and following Jan, we have Declan.
Hey.
Are you there, Jan? Uh-oh.
Am I here now?
Yes, you're here now, yes.
Okay, right. It's a Socialist May Day song by John Warner. In faded photo like a dream, a locomotive under steam rolls with the ranks of marching feet and Union banners on the street. Bring out the banners once again, you Union women, Union men, that all around may plainly see the power of our unity. I've seen those banners richly made, with symbols fair of craft and trade, the Union's names in red and gold, their aspirations printed bold. Bring out the banners once again, you Union women, Union men, that all around may plainly see the power of our unity. Boiler makers, smiths and cooks, stevedores with cargo hooks, declare their union strong and proud, rank on rank before the crowd. Bring out the banners once again, you Union women, Union men. Oh, sorry, I've lost the... that all around may plainly see the power of our unity. They won the 8-hour working day. They won our right to honest pay. Victorious their banners shone. How dare we lose what they have won? Bring out the banners once again, you Union women, Union men, that all around may plainly see the power of our unity. Today, when those who rule divide, we must be standing side by side. Our rights were bought with tears and pain. Bring out the banners once again. Bring out the banners once again, you Union women, Union men, that all around may plainly see the power of our unity. May day arise, I say.
Yeah. It's a great song, that.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Good to keep the few. We're getting a few socialist anthems tonight, so
Yeah.
have that.
You can't let the buggers let us down.
No, absolutely, yeah.
So Declan is our next singer, followed by Jude.
From the middle of Ireland.
Don't forget to unmute yourself, Declan.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting muddled up between the mute and unmute. Yeah, I'm from Ireland, but can I sing an American song, an old West Virginia song? He came from his palace ground, and he came to my cottage door. His words were few, but his looks, they will linger forevermore. The look in his sad dark eyes, the sorrow no words could speak, for I was nothing to him, though he was the world to me. And there in her garden fair, all dressed in her satins and lace, Lady Mary, so strange and cold, for him in her heart had no place. But I would have been his bride, with a kiss for a lifetime fee. But I was nothing to him, though he was the world to me. And now in his palace grand, on the flower-strewn bed he lies, with his beautiful lids close tight on his beautiful, sad, dark eyes. And among the mourners who mourn, why should I a mourner be? For I was nothing to him, though he was the world to me. So how will it be with our souls when we meet in that spirit land? What the human heart now knows, will the spirit there understand? Or in some celestial form will our sorrows repeated be? Will I still be nothing to him, though he is the world to me?
Lovely.
Yay!
Been like that for years. Lovely, thank you.
It's a lovely song.
It's a lovely song.
Ratings for not robbery.
Thank you, Declan. Great stuff. Okay, next we have Jude, and after Jude we've got Hazel.
Okay.
What have you got for us, Jude?
Jude.
Okay, can you hear me? Yep. This is Searching for Lambs. It's references May, so, and the first line. So, yeah. As I walked out one May morning bedtime, I met a maid from home had strayed, just as the sun did shine. What makes you rise so soon, my dear? Your journey to pursue. Your pretty little feet, they tread so neat, strike off the morning dew. I'm going to feed my father's flock, his young and tender lambs, that over field and over dale lie waiting for their dams. Oh stay, you handsome maid, and rest a moment here, for there is none throughout the land that I do love so dear. How gloriously the sun doth shine, how pleasant is the air. I'd rather rest on my true love's breast than any other where. For I am thine and thou art mine, no man shall uncomfort thee. We'll join our hands in wedding bands, and married we shall be. For I am thine and thou art mine, no man shall uncomfort thee. We'll join our hands in wedding bands, and married we shall be. Hey.
Thank you, Jude. I love that. I'd rather rest on my true love's breast than any other where. Any other where is an underused. It's an underused phrase. I think we need to start building it into daily conversation. Right. Okay.
I thought it was any underwear.
Simon, behave.
Lowering the tone.
I don't really.
Okay, after that little interlude, Hazel, it's you, and after that, after Hazel we have McDara Yates, who's another newcomer to this session. Okay, Hazel, fire away.
Who was on?
Hello.
Hello.
This is getting back to being a bit serious. I've got a friend in Yorkshire who's recovered from COVID after 7 weeks suffering, and I've got just miscellaneous things going on, and I'm just thinking of all the people who are working hard for everybody. I won't say just the NHS, because I know the world's all at work. Anyway, this is for those who go home and they're just beginning to wonder. Getting through the day, something only you can do, thinking of the way to hold on to a smile, trying to find a place you can go to ease your mind, 'cause that is what you do when you're getting through the day. No one said it would be easy, does it have to be so hard? You can only bend so far before you break. When you're the one that's being strong for everyone around, there is only just so much that you can take, just getting through the day. Something only you can do, thinking of the way to hold on to a smile, trying to find a place you can go to ease your mind, 'cause that is what you do when you're getting through the day. A troubled mind, a sorrow, there's nowhere left to turn, and laughter somehow seems to end in tears. The day's no longer sunny, it's empty and it's grey, and you're the only one around to face your fears, just getting through the day. Something only you can do, thinking of the way to hold on to a smile, trying to find a place you can go to ease your mind, 'cause that is what you do when you're getting through the day. Well, it's good to be in company, and it's good to be alone, and it's good to know the road ahead is free. No fair weather friends to hurt you now, they're somewhere in the past, and the ones you have are fine as fine can be. They help you get through the day. Something only you can do, thinking of the way to hold on to a smile, trying to find a place you can go to ease your mind, 'cause that is what you do when you're getting through the day. Yes, that is what you do when you're getting through the day.
I think we're all melting, Hazel. Thank you.
I was just
Okay,
thinking, nobody's sung any other song I might have done. So. Always something different. Thank you.
Okay, Hazel is done. We now have McDara. You seem to have several screens going, McDara. So join us on whichever one works for you.
Okay.
And don't forget to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm on.
You're still on mute.
Oh, apologies. Hi. This isn't a joke. I'm calling you from a lift. I live in a small apartment in Dublin with the housemates. It's too late to sing there. So this has been my workaround for late night Zoom sessions. So I know it's a bit dark. The light comes on and off automatically. So bear with me. Lovely to hear everybody. Declan Coyne there is a friend, and he passed on the details. So, so.
Hi, Dara.
How you doing, Declan?
Not too bad. Good to see you.
You too. A goodbye, my sweetheart. A goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Well, the rains, they are raining the whole day long. Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. And them cold northwesters, they blow so strong. Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. And goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. When I told me old father me ship had come in, Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. Well, he cried so loud that the skies joined in. Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Ah, come on now, Mary, now don't look so glum. Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. Come St. Patrick's Day, you'll be drinking hot rum. Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Well, we're outward bound for the Bengal Bay. Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. Get pulling me, lads, it's a hell of a way. Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerley. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away.
Very nice, guys.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Worked.
Brilliant.
Done.
Some of the best lip singing I've ever heard.
Well, that was fabulous, McDara, and also this thing's getting quite surreal.
Oh,
It was elevated. I feel like I've been elevated.
It's a lot better than the usual music you get in a lift.
Absolutely.
I feel like I've been elevated.
Can I just ask, were you going up and down in the lift? Were you going up and down in the lift, or were you staying still on one floor?
My idea.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
You're still stuck in
I
that.
don't think he can hear you.
Sorry.
We'll have to send him a quick bath to put in the meter.
Anyway,
Well,
great
Steve,
stuff.
Steve put a thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard, you are next. I'm afraid I didn't warn you adequately.
Okay.
Sure,
I can always send an email.
So Richard's next, and after Richard, we have David's mini iPad 2. Which is going to be exciting. So prepare yourselves, folks. Over to you first, Richard.
Well, early on we had a song about smuggling, so that's a good enough pretext for me to do this one, which is from Bob Roberts. On one cloudy morning, broad-eyed in Rome, where the sea breaks white on the beaches with foam, when I heard a poor boy who in sorrow did weep, crying, alas, my poor father lies there in the deep. My father and mother so happy did dwell in a trim little cottage by the river or well, but me father would venture out on the salt sea for a keg of good brandy from the land of the free. From Holland we steered, but the tempest did roar, and the lightning flashed round us when far from the shore. The mast and the rigging were thrown to the wave, and with them went father to a watery grave. So I jumped overboard in the wild raging main for to save my dear father, but all was in vain. I clasped his cold form, but quite lifeless was he, and swept from my arms he sank down in the sea. So I clung to a plank and was soon washed ashore, with the sad news to tell them that he was no more. When she heard it, poor mother, of grief she did die, and all alone left me, so pity poor I. But a lady of fortune, she heard me complain, and she gave me shelter from wind and from rain. She said, I've no child for all that I've tried, so this poor smuggler boy in my bosom shall bide.
There he is.
Thank you very much, Richard. Always good to have some smugglers smuggled in the session. So now Mr. Mini iPad 2 is going to perform for us, followed by Michael Dunnigan. Okay, so David, please take us away.
Okay. Yeah, here.
You're on mute still.
Like that. Is that okay? So, yes. I don't know what to do about the mini iPad 2. That was just what comes up. Anyway, it's a good surname. I might adopt it. I'll sing you the Bold Princess Royal. On the 14th of February, we sailed from the land in the Bold Princess Royal, bound for Newfoundland. We had 40 brave seamen in the ship's company, when brown from the east, me boys, to the westward sailed we. Well, we had not been sailing scarce days 2 or 3, when the man in our masthead strange colours spied he. They came bearing down on us for to see who we were, and under her mizzen, boys, black collar she wore. Oh Lord, cried our captain, what shall we do now? Here comes a bold pirate to rob us, I know. But our first mate, being up, me boys, did answer him so. We will shake out a reef, me boys, and away from him we'll go. But this bold pirate, he came alongside, and with a loud speaking trumpet, "Whence came you?" he cried. Well, our captain, being up, me boys, did answer him so. "We come from fair London, and we're bound for Calais." Then heave up your course sails and bring your ship to, for I have a long letter to send home by you. When I heave up me course sails and bring my ship to, it will be in some safe harbor, not alongside of you. Well, they chased us to the westward all through that long day, and they chased us to the windward, but could make no way. They fired shots after us, but none could prevail, for the bold Princess Royal, she showed them her tail. "Oh Lord," cried our captain, "now that pirate he's gone, go you down to your grog, me boys, go you down every one. Go you down to your grog, boys, and be of good cheer, while the princess has sea room. Brave boys, never fear."
Hey!
Phil!
Thank you, very rousing. Incredibly, it's 20 to 11 and we still haven't got through the first round of singers.
My goodness me.
So we've got, I think it's just a couple more to go actually who haven't sung yet. Well, I'm beginning to lose track. But anyway, it's Michael. And followed by, it says Maggie Donnelly here. I'm not convinced it's Maggie Donnelly. Possibly Racker Donnelly, but we'll see.
Racker the
when we
Racker.
get there. All right. In the meantime, Michael.
That's good.
Are you unmuting?
There you go.
Do you want this tuna?
Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good to go.
Okay, sorry, just be honest. It's not just Michael, is it?
Oh, Michael, I'm actually just the name on the front door. This is Louise here.
Michael Louise, thank you.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Lots of you know us, don't worry. Right, she's going to sing. I'm just going to sort of accompany. Okay, off you go.
On one fair March morning, I bid Pauline adieu, and I took the road to Jackson Town, my fortune renewed. I cursed all foreign money on credit, good again. tree.
Lovely, lovely song, good song.
Great stuff. And let's be clear, any song with alligators in it gets extra points.
Oh, really? I've got one.
Alligator.
See you later, alligator. In the water.
Crocodile.
That's a You're giving your age away.
Okay, so finally we are on to the last singer of the first round, or the last performer of the first round, because I don't know, I've not heard Maggie Donnelly perform before, so I'm interested to see what she's back on.
Maggie.
Maggie, over to you. And don't forget to unmute. Oh, I forgot to say, while Maggie or possibly Racker is unmuting, John White, are you there? Last time I looked, you were an empty chair, and I was wanting to get you on next. So prepare yourself. Oh, yeah, John White, you are ready, almost, after Racker. Okay, have we got Racker yet?
I hope so.
Yes, I hear you.
No alligators in this one. Not even a single snake, because it's set in Ireland.
Disappointing.
Yes, indeed. Terrifying. My parents were from Mayo and Galway in the west of Ireland. And the highlight of their life when they were kids was the great midsummer blaze, the wonderful midsummer bonfire. And I used to reminisce about this. So I wrote this piece in their memory. Midsummer Blaze. With bone and barrel, turf, timber, currach, and an old car tire, build a great pyre of refreshing fire. Spray it with holy water, bless the growing year, say a cozy rosary, God save all here. Pray no blight, a light on the potatoes. May our perpetual night be ever bright. Lep o'er the blaze young buck for pluck, ere you travel far or take a risk or marry. Step o'er the glowing coal for luck a store, lest you miscarry. Drive your cattle through the smoke to secure better buttermilk. Fire firebrands to procure fine harvest, to augment your yield, waft a draught of smoke across the field. Save a little of the ash to settle the hash of any old rash or gash. After these pious and practical duties, hize up your petticoat, shake your pampooties. It's midsummer moon, colleen gossoon. Hey, diddle a fiddle, tootle a flute, twiddle like a Trojan your melodeon. Belabour with burning sod your nearest neighbour, poachine whiskey too risky. No need for manslaughter now, stick to black porter. Swing, swirl in a ring, twirl round midsummer pole the crave. Atop gingerbread garters, men crave the garters, women to take the cake. Jiggity jig in a whirly gig, the dancers vie. But all too soon, trophied or not, they stop, drop back to earth. The men to earth up their potatoes, stack up the turf and sail away. For many and many a long heart aching, God forsaken day, saving the stranger's crop. Sinead.
Wonderful stuff.
Great stuff.
People like your
Racker.
rhyming, Racker.
Hey. Yes.
Man should be illegal.
Great stuff, Racker, and I'm really glad you have joined us this evening for the first time.
Yes, yeah.
Back to Sheriff.
Come back.
Don't let him back. He's good,
Yeah.
but he's really good.
Every week.
Oh.
Where are you?
Cracker,
Racker.
I'm in an island off the coast of Ireland called England.
Yeah. Of the Republic.
No.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
And just off the Holloway Road.
Okay, I this is getting unruly. I'm muting you all now.
Yeah.
Be wise, Amanda.
Yes. Silence at last. Apart from John White in a minute, who will. John, you should be on now. Are you ready to go?
It's okay. Are we coming through? Right.
Yes.
Okay. Right. It's getting late, so here's a very quiet, little gentle song from the London music halls for this time of the evening. Mrs. Henry Hawkins. I've got a little donor. I'm about to own her. She's going to marry me. First she said she couldn't. Then she said she wouldn't. Then she whispered, well, I'll see. Says I be Mrs. Hawkins, Mrs. Henry Hawkins, all across the seas I'll roam. So won't we bob on crazy, Liza, you're a daisy. Won't you share my humble home? Won't you? Oh, Liza, sweet Liza, if you die's an old maid, you'll have only yourself to blame. Do you hear, Liza, dear Liza? How'd you fancy Hawkins for your other name? I shan't forget our meeting. Gone was her greeting. What do you think that you're about? A pretty head she froze up, then she turns her nose up, saying, let me go, I'll shout. I like your style, says Liza. I thought that I'd surprise her. I cops around the waist like this. Says she, I must be dreaming. Stop it, I'll start screaming. If you do, says I'll kiss. Now then, oh, Liza, sweet Liza, if you die's an old maid, you'll have only yourself to blame. Do you hear, Liza, dear Liza, how'd you fancy Hawkins for your other name? She wears an artful bonnet, feathers stuck upon it, covering her hair, all curled. She's just about the sweetest, prettiest and neatest donor in the wide, wide world. And she'll be Mrs. Hawkins, Mrs. Henry Hawkins, I've got her for the name the day. Settled it last Monday, to the church next Sunday. Off we'll go on donkey shay. Now then, oh Liza, sweet Liza, if you die's an old maid, you'll have only yourself to blame. Do you hear, Liza, dear Liza? Mrs. Henry Hawkins is a first-class name. Well done, John.
Good job. Good. Hey, John.
Lovely stuff, John. Thank you.
Yeah.
John.
You're falling off. John, you got to go on for another 100 years.
Okay, well, that's the end of the first round. No, sorry, Racker was the end of the first round of people. Woo. So I don't know what to do now. I'm being accused of having been absolutely corrupted by power in the chat.
Yeah.
Tyranny. We'll sing along
Get
song
your
then,
revenge by
Amanda.
singing
Let's
around.
close it. Send
So
us home early.
I think I
Why
might
don't-
just
Amanda's
carry
nice.
on
Hey,
with
hey.
carry on with the corruption, and rather than starting another very short, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
maybe just bring it to a close if you don't mind, by singing a song
A long song.
myself.
She go on. Yes.
So is one by
You got 6 minutes.
Matt McGinn. So it's not a 6-minute song,
Yes.
but
again.
you just keep talking,
Brilliant,
and then it will be
trading
6
it, guys.
minutes. It's a Matt McGinn song.
Mute them all, Amanda. Mute them all.
And I'm going to mute the lot of you. And yeah, Matt McGinn song about International Workers' Day, really, May Day. And again, like quite a lot of the songs we've had this evening, it's very relevant to these times that we're living in. I have friends in London town, the finest ever seen, and I have some in Swansea and some in Aberdeen. We're all labour good and true. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to fight this fight right through, and we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. Our fathers fought this fight before and thought that they had won. You should have seen the boss turn green and how that man could run. But when our fathers turned their backs, the boss came along to dodge his tax. The next time we'll no be so lax, and we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. They're never ever satisfied, though millions they have made, but still they think that you and I are grossly overpaid. There's nothing that they wouldn't steal, they'd even grudge your kids a meal. But very soon we'll hear them squeal, and we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. We'll join in jubilation, and the big brass band will hear, as we march on in triumph to the future with a cheer. And as we greet the newborn day, the piper he'll have a tune to play, a lament for the sharks that are on their way, and we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then. We'll have a May Day, my oh, we'll have a May Day then.
Well done, Amanda.
Well done, Amanda.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Thank you. It's actually 3 minutes to 11, and I can let ourselves go home early.
Don't worry.
There'll
be such a trip. Yeah.
I'm not missing the man on the bar counting all the money, I tell you, at the end of it.
Well done,
Great
Amanda.
to see you
Well
all.
hosted.
Thank you, Amanda. Have a great
Thanks,
night.
Amanda.
Well
Thanks very
done.
much,
Amanda. Join
Thank you.
us next week.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Oh,
Very much.
bye.
Yeah, you